Hi everyone, today I want to share a nice sweet recipe with you. We're going to make this in the Instant Pot and it's going to be an apricot almond cake. So I have some apricots in here that I added a little bit of water to, heat it up and then let it sit around for a couple of hours to let it soak so that the dried apricots were completely rehydrated. And all of the water, so all the water was covering, and now you can see like there's only a little bit left. So you can also do this on the stove top, where you just add a little bit of water and let the water evaporate and let the apricots rehydrate. Now the one thing I did here is take some 3 to 4 cardamom pods and like crush some cardamom powder and add it to the water. So this is a cardamom infused apricots, and that's going to add a really nice flavor profile to the cake. We're gonna also have almond meal or almond flour. So again, this is going to be more or less a gluten-free recipe, and I'm also going to make it vegan because I'm not adding any eggs in here. So we're gonna use some egg substitute, which I'll share in a second. But this is 2.5 cups of almond flour that has been sifted and added in here. And I have about slightly less than half of a cup of semolina in here. So I'm just going to add that. That just gives a nice kind of texture variation. Then I have some flax egg here. So what flax egg is it's just flax meal with some water added to it, and then it becomes kind of like this texture, as you can see. So this has been sitting around needs to sit around for 15-20 minutes. So this is about 3 tablespoons of flax meal and just added enough water to cover it up and let it kind of bloom. That's what it's called. I have some baking soda, baking powder, some vanilla essence in here, a little bit of orange that we're going to use some orange zest, and also we'll add some splash, or you can either squeeze some fresh orange in this, about half a small little orange, or use half a lime, or add a splash of orange juice. I also have my spring foam pan here that's ready to go, lined up with some parchment paper. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get I'm going to set aside 4 to 5 apricots, which I'm going to slice horizontally just to put them on top, and the rest I'm going to blend them up in the your blender or your magic bullet, ninja bullet, whatever you have. Just make a nice fine paste out of it. You can make this whole recipe in a food processor as well, but I'm just gonna first do all the wet ingredients and then mix them into the dry. Okay, so I blended all of the apricot, and then I added the flax egg in here. So that is all nice and blended up, as you can see. And then we're also going to take some coconut oil, so about 1/3 cup of a coconut oil. The original recipe has lots of eggs in it, but I just wanted to add a little bit of kind of fat because we're not adding any other eggs, and so that kind of the cake is nice and moist. So I'm gonna mix this blended mixture of the apricots and the flax into the coconut oil, give it a stir, and then add some vanilla essence in there. Okay, so meanwhile, to the dry ingredients, I added a 1/4, like less than probably 1/8 of a teaspoon baking powder, and about 1/4 to half a teaspoon of baking soda. So that's what going in. I'm gonna zest in this orange in here. Again, you just want to take the orangey part and not the white part. Okay, so as you can see, there's the orange zest, and now we have some sugar, 1/3 of a cup of sugar. Since the apricots are sweet, again, the sugar depends a little bit on how sweet you like this, but if you prefer less sweet, you can add less. I'm gonna kind of give it a taste test. Since this doesn't have egg, I can actually taste it. So I'm gonna go with 1/3 cup and then see how if I need any more sugar. Give it a mix, and also add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt in here. Salt just brings out all the flavors. So now to this, I'm going to add all the waste ingredients and just start mixing it. Okay, so I'm going to start mixing this. Don't forget your splash of orange juice. Let this mix, and it should be a nice thick batter. So I'm going to add a little bit of more orange juice in here as well as a splash of water just to loosen up the batter a little bit. So again, you will have to adjust it a little bit. You're also free to add more coconut oil to loosen this up, but I don't want to do that, and I don't think it's going to, because I don't want the coconut oil to overpower the taste. Now you're also free to use any other light vegetable oil if you want. Okay, so this is ready to go in. As you can see, it's a nice thick batter, but if you leave like kind of drop it off the spoon, it will drop. That's what you're looking for. Let me put this in the spring foam pan, and then we're going to take it over to our Instant Pot. Okay, so the batter is in the spring foam pan, and then remember those apricots that we saved up, I sliced them up into half and just added them to the top. And I'm going to add this to my Instant Pot. I have water at the bottom, and now I'm also going to cover this with just a dishcloth so that the condensation doesn't get into the pan itself. Another option is to just cover it up with a steel plate. So we're gonna do that and cook this on cake mode. Okay, so I added the cloth on top. Make it like a tent so it doesn't touch your cake batter. And then we're gonna use our cake mode, and then I'm gonna do this for 35 minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like after. So this is what the cake looks like after it's baked. So I'm gonna take this out and remove the dish towel that I put on top, and it just came off clean. And if I touch this, see, this is nice, and it's not gonna rise a lot, but you can always like insert a knife in here and check. You can coat this up with a little bit of apricot jam if you like. You can put this under the oven or something like that if you would like the edges to be nice and like kind of like crispy. Those are your options. And then you can also serve this with ice cream. So I'm gonna let this cool down before I like cut a slice up. So let this cool down. I can't wait, and I know you can't either, but we gotta wait.